computer. I won't do anything that you don't want me to, but, and I could even just use the audio, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
All right, I
Always.
want to show you the picture that Kurt, who is the person that who's helped me through this very, very difficult time. Wait, okay, right. What people think a spiritual awakening is like versus what's it's actually like. This is what they think it is. This is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's more accurate. That was my experience.
Oh my God. And I can't wait to use that image. And ultimately, you get to the top. You have more and more spaciousness,
Mm.
But yeah, so thank you so much. And I just want to find out for you, like what happened, because there's two things. And they even call sometimes things false twin flames, but that usually, but if you do it right, there's an opening that happens. There's a spiritual awakening that happens after meeting your other self, which is what I like better, or
Mhm.
um, SSO is what I call it.
What's that?
Same soul other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like counterpart, maybe.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Not, no, no, no. See, when you think counterpart, now you're in duality.
Got it. Yeah.
And your other self, there is no duality. And the fact is, until you get out of the mental, which is always
Hmm.
dark, light, warm, cold, the only way to ever make a same soul other union possible is you've got to go to source. You have to go to non-duality. That's the only way it works,
Hmm.
because there's this dynamic. If you're in mental energy, which is duality,
Hmm.
then you are constantly pushing, trying to pull that person toward you, and they are running away.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know about the chaser,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And you were the chaser.
Yeah, that's yep. Yep. That's why I had PTSD from it because I'm like, I'm not even a chaser. Yeah.
Well,
Now I literally have to be in a relationship where I have Stockholm syndrome just to be in it, just to not feel like the chaser. You know what I'm saying? It's like anyway. Because I'm not, like I
yeah,
said.
it's a well, because what happens is the mind is addicted to understanding or figuring it out or getting it right, or having it
Yes.
under control. And how do you control your soul?
Mm,
That's an oxymoron.
mm. Yeah.
But so for most people, or many people, it's a painful experience that never gets resolved through. But this man, Kurt Johnson, he found a way that he discovered from his research to have twin flames be together.
Mm,
But you have to give up the whole idea of romance,
hmm.
and you have to just go for peace.
Yep, that's my goal in life is inner peace. Because I've been considering myself like I've been helping people with twin flame stuff, but in terms of my own thing, I'm like, please, I've been like a retired twin flame for 10 years because my experience was in 2008, you know? So,
More than
uh,
10 years now, almost like 14, almost 15 now, right? Or more.
well, I've only considered myself a retired twin flame for 10 years. It took me up until that point. You know what I mean? Like it really was a life changing, you know. I hate to, lack of better words, it felt like a soul tearing experience at the time because when this first happened, I didn't know anything about this arena. Like, not only did I not know the terms twin flames, but I didn't know there was a metaphysical, like, it definitely put me on the path I am on now and have been on ever since. But before that, I didn't know that path existed, you know?
Right.
Um, yeah. Like
That's
I
the
didn't know there's communities of people like us, like I met
right.
you years and years later, and I was like, wow, like you know what I mean? Like I was a human being a human, like I didn't know
Oh no.
anything about metaphysics. Yeah, could you imagine the journey in that? Oh my God.
Right.
You know,
Well, this is one of the reasons why I believe that Tom and I, who are also, other self, twin flame,
yeah.
able to be together for so long because I was so spiritually oriented from the age of 15. I started meditation. I lived in an ashram when I was like 20, 22 years old or something like that. 20,
Yeah.
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 And so I made spirituality really front and center in my life. And I think, I don't know if I told you this, I had a psychic who didn't gave me a reading when I was married to Tom. And oh, you know what? I should just change this to, hold on, wait a minute. I should just do gallery. There we go. Yeah. So yeah. And he said, I've never met a twin flame who's married to his their twin flame. And he did the pendulum, like, and he goes, no, it's every time it tells me that. And I went, I don't even know what that means. And I just forgot about it completely. And then recently, I don't know if I told you this already, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating. Tom met somebody and he told me,
Mhm.
Valerie, I love this person and she loves me and she's not you. And there's so much wonderful stuff, but you're my past and she's my future. And I had this download. I had this, like, my life just rushed before my eyes. And you know what I saw, Christina? I just saw the pain we had caused each other, even with the depth of love or connection or whatever you want to call it. Like, I didn't even understand that there were moments when I glimpsed that soul,
Mhm.
pure soul. And
Mhm.
there was a peace between the two of us. We became really like best friends in the whole world. But there
Mhm.
was always something tearing us apart.
Mhm.
And until I get to this place of centered, this is about my soul. This is about, and I don't know if I told you this or not, but here, I'll tell you what Kurt found out, because I
Mhm.
think this might help you, even though you're retired or reformed or whatever. That other person is another reincarnation of you,
Mhm.
and usually a previous reincarnation. So you, the chaser,
Mhm.
are the more evolved.
Thank God.
And right. And it's meant to wake you up. Like, it's like your soul just goes, oh, look, okay, look at Christine. So look at cute little Christina down there. She's doing okay. Well, I want her to wake up. How do we do that?
With
Let's
cold
put,
ice water. With cold ice water splashed how about an ocean? Just pour an ocean on her while she's sleeping. That's gentle.
there's nothing gentle about this.
Yep.
This
Yep.
is this is the dark night of the soul.
Oh yeah.
It's forced spiritual awakening. And then give me a side order of ego death.
Oh God. It was just not fun. I'm still healing from it.
Well, okay. So the thing is that you can be healed though. This can be healed in a major, major way. So I invite you, check out Kurt Johnson on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's called New World All Star, and but I think you can find him with his name, and he's so no nonsense about it.
Yeah.
And but when you look at the benefits that this gave you,
Hmm. Oh yeah. I'm like, when I say I'm still healing from it, it's like so much happened as a result that I'm so grateful. I'm at least this far of the end of it, right? But there's still parts that I have to constantly go back because I notice in my life, like, and I'm like, why why do I have that fear? And I have to constantly kind of revisit something from different angles to constantly go back and kind of go through it about you're not crazy, you're okay. Because that's what happened is like I'm healing from like I was looked at like I was crazy. So I'm still healing from that. Do you know
well,
what I mean?
yes, yes, and most people will think, even the ones who love you so much and trust you and have
Yeah.
seen the good that you've done or who you really are, will be like, Valerie,
Yeah.
Valerie might have gone off the deep end here. I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. What do you mean,
Yeah.
same soul? What
Yeah.
and this is different than every other relationship and
Yes.
the laws that rule it. Like, no, you
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, okay, so here's the deal. This is one of the things that he was saying is okay. So yeah, I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. And this is not like me. I mean, you kind of know me, and I have softened my edges so much since I worked with you. And I apologize for two things. I wish I had known more about that, twin flame connection and the pain of it and what it was, because and that's what I want to do. I want to help people when they're going through the dark night of the soul.
Hmm.
I signed up to talk to one of Kurt's coaches, and she was lovely, but it took a month before I could see her.
Oh,
And we're talking about a month of
oh, that
insomnia.
feels like 30 years
Exactly. It felt like 30 years. So I
when you're
just,
going through it. Yeah.
exactly. So if I make myself available to people who are in that state, I almost feel like I have no idea about money here, but I feel the imperative anyway to do
Yeah.
this.
That's good. That's what matters. Yes.
And, but to start to meditate, I started meditating again, to start to just listen to spiritual teachings, to really dive into non-duality,
Yeah.
just being,
Yeah.
pure being.
Yes. Yes. In fact, when I was going through something this weekend, it was pretty much when I couldn't sleep, just putting on Eckhart Tolle for hours.
There you
Uh,
go. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Good source. Good
Yeah.
source. Yeah. Because that's what he's talking about, the
Yeah.
awakening. And ours was, you can call it spontaneous or you can call it forced. It feels forced until, and did I tell you this, that my perception of it, at first I felt that I was being persecuted. Then I felt like I was being punished. And then I finally realized I'm being purified.
Interesting. Yeah, it definitely feels like I can relate in that. It definitely feels like that from the world, persecuted and punished. And I guess a
Yes.
little bit, I think, with the other person when you're first going through it for sure. And it's so interesting because it's such an interesting reflection of like collectively, I feel on a deep level, we all have a little speck of us that's going through this in like as humans because we feel, separate from God. And it's that whole like, I'm separate from God. And I don't know if people are like conscious, usually not, but that's why they have emotions that are not of love or joy. It's that perception that we're separate from God. So with twin flames, it's almost like very concentrated. Instead of each of us being a speck, being like, "Ah," you know what I mean? It's like separation is what it feels like, almost like labor pains. We're giving birth to who we really are, really.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
is what it is. It's a rebirth.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's it is a rebirth. And Can I just tell you this
Yeah,
little
yeah.
story? Okay, so here it is, and I find out that okay, so then I'm like, oh my God, this person is my other, and we've been together for so long, and I didn't see it, and I let all these other things get in the way, and of course, my brain is going, stupid you, right? Okay, like okay, but you can't go back. Well, you can a little bit, but you really can't go back and you change the timeline, but you can meditatively process and make different decisions. And then who knows what that does to the, consciousness. But so, okay, so here I am, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I've been divorced from this person for almost 6 years now, and I never had obsessive thinking about him like this before. Like, this is craziness. And all these numbers, did you see all the number patterns coming up for you? Like
Oh,
1122, 11, 444, 555. And it's like, ah, and even that made me pissed off. Instead of me feeling like, oh, universe, oh, soul, thank
yeah.
you, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh my God. Yeah, and there was a time like it was awakening a lot of psychic abilities in me that I didn't know were possible.
Yes,
But
exactly.
what's interesting is I didn't care. So like people would literally see crazy phenomena happen around me and I'm like at the time I was a smoker and I'm like whatever. Like and like psychics would be like you're one of us and I'm like okay, anyway, because I was honestly so
Right.
focused.
Right. Because, like, who knows? Like, this is all so new and it's all coming in. So, what happened is, I was on my way down to Philadelphia. I live in New Paltz, New York now. So, I was going to go down to Philadelphia in the middle of the night or the early morning. And Tim, who I'm living with here, said, why don't you go down to Joan's house? She's in Barnegat or Bayville. And that way, you cut out like, 2.5 hours of your trip. I went, wow, great idea. So I called Joan, night of. And she goes, come, stay on my couch. Okay. So I'm there and I'm in the middle of this, like, my
Mhm.
whole being is being reformed. I don't know who's who, what's what.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm lying on the couch and I know that, oh, and then what happened is his girlfriend at the time saw a text from me. And this is what I said to him. Oh my God. Yeah. Sometimes I just think, wow, you're crazy. And this is what I said, this has to be said because I didn't know if I was going to be able to talk to him or not anymore, because of her, because she was a very jealous, possessive person, not because of me, just because of her.
Mhm.
And I sent this text and it was like, um, if I ever had the opportunity to be back with you again, I would never, ever let you go. Well, that's the worst thing you could say to your twin flame, by the way. They're going to run, right? So then what happened is they're driving down to on vacation and her phone died. And she said, can I use your phone? And he said, no. And then because he knows
Oh no.
picked it up, my text would be right on the top.
Yeah.
And so he decided after 30 years that I like, so then I let it go. And then I wrote to him and I said, okay, I'm coming back from Philadelphia on Thursday. Can we meet for coffee? And he said, after the text you sent on Thursday, on Saturday, Valerie, I think that is inappropriate right now. And you could feel that energy coming through the text.
Uh,
And I was like, you're breaking up with me in a text after 30 years? Oh, no, no, au contraire. So I'm lying on the couch and I'm just like, and all of a sudden, and I don't even know how to explain this to anybody rationally. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I know he runs at 4:30 in the morning.
uh-huh.
That's when he likes to go out and run because there's no traffic, nothing. I get up, I get dressed, I leave my friends, and I drive to his house because I was only 20 minutes away from where he lived.
Oh wow.
And I'm driving, going, I can't help this.
Mhm.
I can't stop this. It was like this energy was
Yeah.
just pulling me.
It's like
And
a
I was just,
soul-driven
hmm?
thing. It feels like a soul-driven thing. Meanwhile, it's probably our ego is just freaking the fuck out. But go ahead.
Both, maybe both, but I think it's both actually. So
Mhm.
then I about to turn the corner and I didn't even know if he was back from vacation yet or, if she would be there. And if she was there, I wouldn't care. I would knock on the door and say, hey, this just can't happen the way that it happened.
Mhm.
And, I woke him up and he comes to the door and he goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" Like, and I go, "I'm coming to say goodbye." And we talked for an hour and 45 minutes, and so much got put on the table. Then I left, and then I go, and this is the most important part of the story. I did this pain processing, but I'm on the plane. I have my hoodie on. My head is like this because I'm in the window seat, and I'm talking about, and I don't want to be graphic, but tears, snot coming down my. I'm like, "Ah, ah," like for the whole time, but quietly because there's somebody sitting right next to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I processed through and handed the whole experience, the whole 30 years to my soul. I just went here, okay, here's
Oh,
the experience. I'm giving it to you now.
I love
So,
it.
okay, every time, this is what he's shown, Kurt has shown. Every time you do that, every time you go to non duality, you
Mhm,
go to the spiritual,
mhm.
the other person will recontact you.
Interesting.
And I got off the plane and there was a text message from him.
Wow.
And that's when he decided, I'm not going to let her determine our friendship.
Meaning his girlfriend or
Yes.
you? Okay.
Right. Right. So
Okay.
basically, he said, "You'll hear from me." And, but it's still, so then I'm in crazy land. And then I find Kurt on YouTube and he goes, "Yeah, you know what you got to do? Once you find your twin flame, you got to detox and detach from them. You've got to get rid of every single thing that makes you think of them from your life. Social media, you unfriend them, you block their family, like the whole thing." And I'm
Mm.
sitting there going, "I just found out who this person was to me, and now you want me to walk in the other direction." This is crazy. This is crazy. And the people who were with me through this whole process, I thank them so much. And I know they didn't understand at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like adding, like it's like we're burning in a fire and they're throwing sand on it. It's like, or like it's literally like salt on an open wound when that happens too, because it's like we can't even, we're trying to process shit ourselves, and then people are like, okay,
Right, right. Don't
with
can't you get over
us.
this? Don't you think? Yeah, can't you get over this? Don't you think this is like too intense? Like, like can you back it up a little bit? Like,
Well, the problem is we're so, I mean, this was my journey. I was so energetically sensitive because all of a sudden I felt like I just hatched from an egg, right? I feel like all of a sudden I saw life in color, like as if my whole life I was reading a newspaper. Like that's what I thought life was a newspaper, black and white newspaper. And out of nowhere, I'm seeing a 3D movie. Like all of a sudden, it was just right. And it was beautiful. What's the quote? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
hey, Tolstoy.
Who?
Tolstoy said that.
Okay, okay. And anyway, but like I don't know. I think another part I always have to heal from is because I was so open energetically, it's like I just got born from like all of a sudden I'm a whole soul instead of a like it was like I felt vulnerable, almost like a newborn. And yet people I picked up on the fact that they felt like I was fucking crazy, right? So forgive my curse, my
No, no, I do all the time. So does Kurt. So we're all in the
okay.
same, like, whatever.
Yeah, normally if we weren't recording, I wouldn't care. But yeah, I feel bad if you have to bleep that out or something. But basically, I picked up that they felt that way, and that I have to heal so much from that constantly because now if anyone ever says, I'm worried about you, I'm freaked the fuck out. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, like I could never be vulnerable from that point on. It felt because if anyone's worried about me, well, I'm in pieces right now, but let me pretend to be together so you're not worried so that I don't have enough in a fucking padded room.
Absolutely.
Right?
And some
Yeah.
of the things that you have said, I want to acknowledge you because some of the things that you have said, the phrases you've used have been so profoundly beautiful and given me perspective. Yeah, like, okay, like I've been spiritual my whole life, but I wasn't
Mm.
in in the depth
Yeah.
here. I wasn't. It was still intellectual. Sometimes it was, it would go in, but oh, I know. I couldn't keep it. I couldn't sustain it.
Mm.
This is now, we are being taught to sustain our spirituality. And I still sometimes lose it, of course. Even just last night, something happened with
Yeah.
that person. And and I saw the the addiction, I saw the desperation, and I just put on my earbuds. I went to YouTube, listened to Kurt, and did meditation. And then
Oh, good.
it was so fast. And I went,
Oh,
okay,
good.
I'm
See?
not as bad as I think I am. I'm not as good as I think I am.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no bad and good. Oh shit, that's right. There is no bad and good.
Yeah.
Like this is beyond that. So but the long and short of it is that now that said girlfriend
Uh-huh.
is gone.
Oh, since when?
Just 2 weeks ago, but I just found out about it on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's been rapid because I was like, didn't we just speak like the 2 days ago? And
I
wow. Wow.
just found out. So everything turned again, and
Wow.
I have to be not, like, okay, like the tsunami inside of me.
Mhm.
It
Oh my
wants
God.
to.
No, I literally, when you said that, I felt guilty feeling like, what a relief that must feel to you. I'm so happy for you. And I'm like, no, anchored in Christina, no, that's not what it's about. Our
That's
happiness is
not
not
what it's
reliant
about.
on something outside of us, right? Like, I'm like, because,
And I could still, but then again, but one of the things that Kurt says that's so cool, and I love his perspective, he says, you can't mess it up.
mm,
You can't mess
wait,
it up because it,
what? Can't mess up twin flame.
yeah,
Well, I got to tell my ego that because that's all I felt like I was doing.
right.
You
See,
know,
see,
yep.
isn't there a relief here? You can't mess it up
Go
because
on.
ultimately your soul is orchestrating. And Christina, 2 years ago, and that's why I left Thai. I couldn't have had my spiritual awakening if I hadn't left my um, apprenticeship with Thai. It wouldn't have happened because
Wow.
the way I'm growing now is in a
Yeah.
completely different direction. And
Mhm,
but
mhm.
there was something that you said, and I wanted to speak to it. Yeah, it's 2 years ago. I said, higher self, soul, future self, God, goddess, all that is, I want to co-create now.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
want to co-create. And life started to shift and change.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it. And then this happened. And now it's going to shift and change again. So,
Wow.
so it's like just be ready. And my catchphrase for my life since I said that is weirdly wonderful
Mhm, mhm.
because it's wonderful, but it's so freaking weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. I could totally, relate to all of this. When you were saying there's two things. First, it's like when he said you can't mess it up, it's so funny. My experience felt like I used to have nightmares about this, probably because of that time, but I'm trying to figure out how to put this into words. But like when you're on the beach, okay, I'll just have to, when I used to have nightmares that like, and this is exactly what it felt like, like the sand is like this, but then it drops.
Yes.
And so I would have nightmares. I'm trying to get myself out of that. And the more I try, the more I can't because, the sand keeps crumbling, right? And that's what it felt like when I was a human through that journey. Because remember, I didn't know anything about
Right.
spiritual. Like I was just spiritual on paper. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, I understand. I get it.
yeah,
And
like,
it's like
yeah,
it's like and all these people, if you listen to, like, okay, how do you describe the taste of an apple to someone who's never tasted an apple?
right.
How do you describe the color red to someone who is blind? It's like
Yeah.
until it happens and you have it, and then there's no words for it really. You do the best you can with words, but they're in this duality anyway. But
Yeah.
here's the most beautiful part of it is that it was meant for you to awaken. And the fact that you did awaken, But wouldn't it be amazing for people to know about this while they're going through it? And I think it
Yeah.
shortens the pain. It shortens the painful part of it. So,
There definitely needs to be like metaphysical ambulances available to those going through a soul tearing crisis
I
experience.
love when you say soul tearing. Well, but okay.
Is
And
that what's that's what it felt like to as
that's
I
what it
heard you
felt like.
say
But
ego.
here's the part. Here's the part that's so beautiful. You can't tear your soul.
Yeah.
Your soul is whole. Your soul is complete. It's more the ego that gets
Yeah.
torn up and shredded and grinded. And if you're attached to it, which we are, but anyway, I actually have another meeting right now, but I want to
Okay.
say one thing. This has been so amazing. You
Good.
are the first person. I have another friend who also met her twin flame, and it just changed the whole trajectory of her life. And something very miraculous happened. They conceived a baby, and they were using dual contraception. She had a diaphragm, and he had a
Wow.
rock, and the
Yeah.
baby still was born.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I could see that. I could see
But
that.
they're not together, but they're bound. They're bound for a lifetime now. And, so that's really interesting. It's like, so knowing that it's not about the other, but it's about you, but also there is a way when you give up that duality and that chase for an outcome that then it turns the tables and they start to want to be with you. So the runner chaser was there the whole time in my marriage,
Hmm. Hmm.
not to make, and ultimately it ended in a divorce. But so anyway, I don't know. I want to do this again.
Yeah, totally.
And
There's so much more to be said and
there's
expressed.
so much more to be said. And I
Yeah.
think this is really important. I think this is really important to get the message out and
Yeah.
somebody hope. Oh, and by the way, when you were going through it, there's one last thing I want to ask you. Did you think you weren't going to make it through? Did you think everybody else, yeah, they could do it. I'm not going to make it through. Did you feel that way?
Yeah. And I didn't even have the perspective of everybody else because I didn't know the terms twin flame. I literally
Right,
rock bottom,
right.
like
Oh,
worst
okay.
time of my life. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to continue.
Yeah.
This is going to be one, and we're going to have a second like time
Good.
for this, but I do want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Another really important thing is give up all the myths, all the
Yeah.
myths about it. It's not what you think it is. So
Mhm.
stop listening to it. Other people telling you got to do healing for this to work. No, you can heal for yourself, but it has nothing to do with getting your other in your life. So anyway, I love you so much. I got to
Uh,
go right now
okay.
and to be continued, dear heart. And I'll
Okay.
make sure about it. Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay. All
Bye.
right. Bye.